Relax the arms and shoulders. Relax the neck muscles. And soften all the facial muscles. Just feel the slight heaviness of the whole body on the floor. And now begin to watch your breath as you inhale and exhale, focusing at the tip of the nose. Simply observe the flow of breath. Just becoming aware of the breath itself is a very calming, very centering experience. Let's begin by reciting the sound of Om 3 times. Inhale deeply. Let's open the eyes softly. We'll do a simple eye movement exercise. Then we'll do circular movement of the eyes. So keeping the head in the center, look up toward the ceiling and then move the eyes in a clockwise rotation, creating a large circular rotation with the eyes, keeping the movement of the eyes smooth and continuous. As the eyes reach the top, next center the eyes and close. Relax for a couple of breaths. Open the eyes again, looking up, and this time moving the eyes in a counterclockwise rotation. Again, without moving the head, creating a large circular rotation of the eyes. So again, as the eyes reach the top, center the eyes and close. Rub the palms briskly. And then make a cup over the eyes with the palms. Allow the eye muscles to relax.
Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Hit the subscribe button. Thank you for joining. Hit subscribe button, please. And if you want to join us, get your yoga mat. Let's do yoga together. Get your yoga mat. Let's do yoga together if you want, if you like. And then hit the subscribe button while you're at it. Thank you. Thank you. I see Sarah. Thank you for joining. Please hit the subscribe button. And if you want, you can get your yoga mat. Let's do yoga together, Sarah.
Knees under the hips. Spread the fingers apart. As you inhale, lift the head up, tailbone up, creating an arch in the spine. As you exhale, lower the chin to the chest, tuck the tailbone in, lift the navel up, rounding the spine. So continue for a few more breaths, creating an arch when you inhale and rounding the spine when you exhale. Keeping the elbows straight. And next time you finish the round of exhalation, at the end of that round, bring the spine back to the neutral position.
Thank you for joining, John. Thank you for joining, Lovely. Thank you. Please hit the subscribe button while you are at it. Thank you for joining, Zore. Thank you for joining. Please hit the subscribe button. If you want to join us, please join and let's do the yoga together. If you want to join, get your yoga mat.
One round of the Kapalabhati breathing technique, breath of fire.
So we are doing what's called the Kapalabhati right now, the breath of fire, where we breathe from our stomach. We breathe from the stomach, forcing the air out through the nose.
Forcing the air out through the nose, breathe brisk expulsions, and at the same time you expel the air out, you pull the belly in. Start with a deep exhalation, then halfway inhale. Begin when you're ready.
Exhale completely. Exhale completely. Relax in your natural breath now. So we are now going to the sun salutations, what they call in Sanskrit Surya Namaskar. Sun salutations. That's what we are doing now. Surya Namaskar, sun salutations.
Feet and toes together. Body relaxed. Spine is erect. Begin with an exhalation. Exhale and bring the palms together in the prayer position. Inhaling, stretching the arms out in front. Raise them up and stretch back. Exhale, bending forward. When you bend forward, keep the shoulders pulled out in front, buttocks gently pushed back. Finally drop the hands and shoulders. Try to reach for the toes. Bring your palms on the floor by bending the knees. And then swing your left foot all the way back. Left knee down. You're pushing the buttocks down and lifting the chest and chin up. And the right foot back. Go into the downward facing dog.
So this is the downward facing dog.
Press the heels down and lifting the tailbone and the buttocks up.
Downward facing dog. Very
bring the
healthy
knees to the
exercise.
floor and chest and chin to the floor. The buttocks are lifted up at this point. Slowly lower the buttocks down. Lift your head, neck and chest. And for the first round, we will lift the palms off the floor. Just trying to use the upper body strength to lift the chest higher. Keep breathing. And now put the palms back down. Push with the palms and getting back to the downward facing dog. Once again, in the downward facing dog, we make the effort to press the heels down. Lift the head up, And swing the left foot forward, bring it up between the palms. Right knee goes down and you're looking up, chin and chest up. Then the right foot forward, bring the 2 feet together, stretch the knees straight, bring the arms out in front, bring the body in the shape of the letter L, and then start stretching up and back as you inhale. And finally, standing straight up, exhale and release the arms down. So that's our basic.
Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Hit the subscribe button. Thank you for joining.
Second and third round, we will add
Hit that subscribe button.
variations to some of the stretches. So once again, let's bring the feet together, toes together, exhaling, palms together in the prayer position. Inhaling, swing the arms out to the side this time, raise them up and stretch back. Exhaling, bending forward. As you bend forward, bring the hands behind you. Interlock the fingers and pull the hands back. Keep breathing. With every inhalation, make the effort to pull the hands back and lift them up toward the ceiling. And as you exhale, attempt to close the gap between the chest and the thighs. Spend about 3 to 4 breaths here, synchronizing the movements, very gentle, subtle movements with your breath. Keeping all the stretching within the limits of your natural flexibility and endurance. And slowly now release the arms down, bend your knees. Once again, put the palms alongside the feet on the floor. This time swing the right foot back. Let's do a little variation here. So put the right knee down, lower the buttocks and begin to raise the arms up slowly. This is called the Anjaneya Asana or the Hanuman pose or a variation of it. You're making the effort to lift the arms up, elbows are straight, look up. Push the buttocks down and forward, and if you are comfortable, create an arch by pushing the shoulders back. And all effort is gentle. Always keep breathing. And now slowly release the palms down. The left foot back. You go into the downward facing dog. Okay, let's spend a few extra breaths here. Let's try and deepen the stretch very gently. Lowering the heels closer and closer to the floor. And at the same time, try to push the buttocks back toward the back wall and lift the buttocks up. In the process, we are flattening the armpits, trying to even lower the forehead closer to the floor. Now let's bring the knees to the floor, push the buttocks all the way back, and try to lower the buttocks on the heels. Lower the forehead, and in an effort to stretch the spine longer, let's start walking the fingertips away from us. Just making a gentle effort to stretch the spine. And now keeping the hands exactly where they are, we're going to slowly slide the body forward, keeping the chin close to the floor if possible, and then coming up into the cobra pose, Bhujangasana. In this pose, we're keeping the elbows close to the body, lifting the chest up, but keeping the navel on the floor in the second round. We're looking up. Maintaining a very gentle pressure with the palms from the palms on the floor. Pushing the chest forward and lifting it up. And now once again push with the palms and get back to the downward facing dog. Lift the head up, this time swinging the right foot forward, trying to bring the foot between the palms, left knee down, and then slowly begin to raise the arms up. And once again, you're pushing the buttocks down and forward. The elbows are looking up, creating an arch if comfortable by pushing the shoulders back. That's optional. Creating an arch is always optional. And then slowly release the hands down. Swing the left foot forward. Stretch the knees straight, trying to reach for the toes. And this time we'll swing the arms out to the side. And then very slowly begin to come up. Stretch back. And then come to a straight standing position. Release the arms and hands. Relax for a few breaths.
Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Please hit that subscribe button. Sarge, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Hit the subscribe button. And if you want to join us, get your yoga mat. Let's do it together.
In front of the chest. Inhaling, stretching the arms out in front. Raise them up and stretch back. And then slowly begin to bend forward as you exhale. Trying to reach for the toes without bending the knees first. And now bend the knees, put the palms alongside the feet on the floor. Left foot back again. And in the third round, we will keep the knee off the floor. And you're trying to press the left heel further back, which will straighten the left leg. Still lower the buttocks and lift the chest up, creating a nice stretch on the inner thighs and the spine. And now slowly swing the right foot back. And this time we go into a plank position. In the plank position, the heels, buttocks and shoulders are all in one straight line. The shoulders are directly above your hands. The heels are gently pressed back, body is in a straight line. And now bring the knees to the floor. And very slowly begin to bend the elbows and lower the chest and thighs closer and closer to the floor. If you feel comfortable, when the chest is about 2 inches from the floor, hold that position for a couple of breaths. If not, just lower the abdomen down. And then when you're ready, begin to lift the head, neck and chest. And for the third round, we stretch the elbows straight. And we're rolling the shoulders up, pushing the chest forward and lifting it up. Try to lower the thighs down. Toes are pointing back. Tops of the feet flat on the floor. And if you feel comfortable, you can press with the top of the feet and lift the knees off the floor. And this is called the Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, or the upward facing dog. Lower the knees down. Once again, push with the palms to get back to the downward facing dog. Lift the head up. This time the left foot forward. Bring the foot between the palms. Keep the knee off the floor, the right knee. Press the heel back to stretch the leg straight. Lower the buttocks and lift the chest up. And feel the stretch. Slowly the right foot forward. Stretch the leg straight. Again, slowly stretch the arms out in front, L shape, and then begin to stretch up. Stretch back as you inhale. And then slowly standing straight up, exhale and release the arms. And relax.
Thank you for joining. Please hit that subscribe button.
Do a balancing pose.
Thank you for joining. Hit the subscribe button, please.
Vrikshasana, or what's called the tree pose.
So we are now doing the tree
You
pose.
want to step away from your mat.
The tree pose, that's what we are doing now. If you want to try it at home, please go ahead. Tree pose.
Footing.
Hello, Moto.
Foot against the inside of the right thigh. The effort is to bring the foot up as high as you can. But if that doesn't work, just place the sole of the foot wherever it feels comfortable. Join the palms in front of the chest. Fix your gaze at a spot in front. It usually helps a little better in your balance. When you feel comfortable in your initial balance, begin to raise the arms up overhead. Keeping your gaze fixed at this spot in front, stretch the arms up, elbows are straight. If possible, lift the shoulders and the rib cage up, get a nice stretch. And then very slowly bring the palms together in front of the chest first. And then slowly release the arms and the legs down. Take an extra breath or two here. Then when you're ready, we'll start with the other side. So this time lift the right foot up. Try to align the sole against the inside of the left thigh. Once again, bring the palms in the prayer position. And when you feel comfortable, begin to raise them up. Pulling the arms and the shoulders up. In the balancing poses create not only they are good for physical balance, but also create a deep focus, improving concentration. Now slowly bring the palms together in the prayer position, and as you exhale, just release arms and legs down. Okay, let's lie down on the abdomen, face down. Bring the arms either alongside the body or fold the elbows under your forehead or the chin. Spread the feet apart. Just find a position that feels comfortable for a few breaths here. Just relax. And now we get ready for the Shalabhasana or the locust pose. So let's bring the feet together, chin on the floor, and bring the palms under the thighs. Stretch the elbows straight and tuck them in. And as you inhale, slowly begin to raise the legs up. Keep the chin on the floor. Keep the legs straight without bending the knees, lifting the legs, knees and thighs as high as is comfortable. And then very slowly bring the legs down as you exhale. Keep the hands where they are. Take a couple of breaths here. Relax. Once again, we do this one more time. So bring the feet together, stretch the legs back, and begin to raise the legs up. Slow movement. Total awareness on where the stretch feels most. And again, as you exhale, slowly release the legs down. Bring the arms out. Put the other cheek on the floor and relax. Next we'll do the Dhanurasana or the bow pose. Put the forehead on the floor, bend your knees, hold the ankles. And we're going to slowly lift the head, neck and chest. And try to lift the knees and thighs off the floor. So gently kick back into the hands with your feet. That should help you lift the knees and the thighs up. The elbows are straight, shoulders are pulled back, and you're looking up. Not overdoing it. This is a pretty intense stretch. Back off if you begin to feel uncomfortable. And now slowly release the pose, release the arms and legs. Rest for a couple of breaths. And then gently roll over onto your back in the Shavasana, the dead body pose, just for a few breaths. You can spread your feet and the arms, just loosening up and relax. Now bring the feet together, stretch the arms overhead. Pull the body longer by pulling the hands and shoulders back, toes pointing away. And next time you're ready to exhale, with the exhalation come up to a sitting posture, trying to sit up straight if possible. And then you can just turn around. Here's the center of the room. You stretch the legs out. Take a couple of easy breaths. We'll get ready for the forward bending poses. First we will do what's called the Janu Shirshasana or the head to knee pose. So keep the right leg stretched out straight in front. Bend the left knee. And bring the sole of the left foot against the inside of the right thigh. And try to slide the foot as close to the perineum as you can. Stretch the arms out in front. Inhaling, begin to raise the arms up slowly. Pull the arms and shoulders up. And exhaling, begin to bend forward. Align your chest with the right thigh. Try to reach for the toes. If you cannot reach the toes, hold on to the ankles or the calf muscles. We're trying to keep the spine erect without rounding the spine. We'll guide the stretch with our breath. As you inhale, try to elongate the spine, pulling it from the base. As you exhale, very gently dropping the chest closer to your thighs. Spend about 5 to 7 breaths in this pose. Again, becoming fully aware of the stretch. Maintaining gentle, smooth breathing. And at no point overdoing the stretch. Now slowly stretch the arms out in front, raise them up slowly. And then as you exhale, release the arms. And switch to the other side. So stretch the left leg straight out, bend the right knee, and align the sole of the right foot against the inside of the left thigh. Stretch the arms out in front, raise them up, inhaling, pull, exhale, begin to bend forward. And this time align the chest with the left thigh. Same technique. As you inhale, make the spine longer. And as you exhale, closing the gap between the chest and the left thigh. Again, maintaining the pose, 5 to 7 breaths if it's comfortable. And feel free to come out of the pose anytime you begin to feel uncomfortable. You don't have to stay there until the final signal. And now gradually stretch the arms out, raise them up, inhaling. And then as you exhale, release the arms. And now stretching both the legs out in front for the full forward bend called the Paschimottanasana. So again, stretch the arms out in front, raise them up, inhaling. And as you exhale, begin to bend forward. And you're trying to bend from the waist, from the lowest part of the spine, so that you can maintain a straight, ungrounded spine. Reaching for the toes, if not, hold on to the ankles or the calf muscles. Keep breathing. Smooth breath. Full awareness of the breath and your stretch. Now slowly stretch the arms out in front again. Raise them up as you inhale. And as you exhale, release the arms. Take a couple of extra breaths here.
Please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the subscribe button. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining.
What's called the Purvottanasana or the reverse plank. So bring the hands slightly behind you. And you can either keep the fingers facing the feet or away from you depending on your comfort level. And now pressing down with the palms and the heels, begin to lift the buttocks up. Try to tilt the head back to look at the wall behind you. Roll the shoulders and the shoulder blades back. This will help you lift the chest higher. And also try to lift the buttocks higher. Toes are pointing away from you and down. Stay there for 3 to 4 breaths only if comfortable. And now slowly begin to lower the buttocks down. Finally, just roll the back down, lie down in Shavasana for a couple of breaths. Always remembering that yoga is all about awareness, building awareness at all levels of our being, physical, mental, emotional, intellectual. Always trying to create a deep connection with ourselves. And now we will get ready for the inversion called the Sarvangasana or the shoulder stand. And depending upon your comfort level, if you are familiar and comfortable with the pose, you can do it without support. If not, you can always use the wall.
Now we are doing the shoulder stand. Shoulder stand, shoulder stand. So please hit that subscribe button. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Hit the subscribe button, please. Thank you.
Bring the arms alongside the body. Stretch the legs straight. And slowly begin to raise the legs up. When the legs become vertical, pause for a moment and then swing them overhead. Bring them parallel to the floor at this point. Bring the palms behind your back, supporting the body with the forearms at the elbows. And begin to raise the legs up. Our first effort is to bring the buttocks vertically above the shoulders. And when you are comfortable with that, then you start working on bringing the legs up to a vertical position as well. And in the final position, you try to make the heels, buttocks and the shoulders in one vertical plane. Usually try to stay in the position for about 2 to 2.5 minutes. But anytime you feel uncomfortable before that, you can either lower the legs overhead or just come out of the pose at your convenience. And at this point, we can start working on some of the variations that are that you are generally comfortable with. You can spread the legs wide apart into a V shape. Bring the legs back together. Then keeping one leg vertical, lower the other leg all the way back to the floor if possible, or anywhere that's comfortable. Then switch to the other leg. And finally, when you're ready, you can lower both the legs overhead into the plow position or the halas. And again, if comfortable, you can bring the feet all the way back onto the floor, if not wherever they reach, never forcing your stretch. And you slowly begin to get out of the pose by lowering the back down to the floor first. When the tailbone touches the floor, then you start lowering the legs gently to the floor. And finally, resting in Shavasana for a few breaths. And now we get ready for the counter pose called the fish pose or the Matsyasana. So to get ready, let's bring the feet together, come up on the elbows.
So we are doing the fish pose now. Fish pose. Please hit the subscribe button.
Facing up or down, depending on your own comfort level. You will begin to lift the chest higher and at the same time lower the head down. So finally, the crown of the head makes a soft contact with the floor while the chest and the shoulder blades are lifted all the way up. You can make minor adjustments by either stretching the elbows greater or putting a little more pressure with the elbows on the floor to lift the chest higher and keep the crown of the head on the floor. In the final position, if you're comfortable, you can lift the feet off the floor just 2 to 3 inches for additional abdominal and back stretch. When you're ready to come out of the pose, lower the feet down, come back up on the elbows. And very softly lower the chin against the chest, Jalandhar Bandha. And gradually, one vertebra at a time, lower the back down to the floor. And finally allow the head to rest on the floor. Relax in Shavasana for a few breaths. Let's do a simple sequence of the Pavan Muktasana or the wind relieving pose. Bring the feet together. Fold the right knee. Lift the right foot and hold the shin of the right leg with the 2 hands. And make a gentle effort to bring the knee closer to the chest. And now next time you're ready to exhale, with the exhalation, lift the head up. And gently close the gap between the knee and the forehead. So in this case, we are rounding the spine by bringing the knee closer to the forehead. Stay there for about 3 to 4 breaths if it's comfortable. And then slowly release the head down and switch to the other leg. This time fold the left knee, hold the shin. First pull the knee closer to your chest and then gradually lift the head up. Again, trying to close the gap between the knee and the forehead. Just a couple of breaths here. And then slowly release the head down. Release the leg. And now folding both the knees together and wrapping both the arms around the knees. Again, gently pulling the knees closer to your chest. And when you're ready, exhale and lift the head up. Once again, bringing the knees closer to the forehead. Just a couple of breaths there. And slowly release the head down. Keep the arms wrapped around the knees. Let's roll the body side to side a few times. All the way to the right and then all the way to the left without lifting the head. Just gentle massage of the spine when you roll the body. And next time you come back to the center, take an extra breath. And then begin to rock the body up and down. So you're creating a nice rocking chair move. As you come up, bring the feet to the floor. As you go back, lower the shoulders and the head back to the floor. And after 5 or 6 rounds of the rocking move, come back up to a sitting position. Rest for a couple of breaths.
Again, thanks for joining. Hit the subscribe button. Thank you for joining. Hit the subscribe button. Thank you.
Now we get ready for the spinal twist. So let's stretch the legs out in front. Keep the spine straight. Bend the right knee and put the sole of the right foot on the outside of the left knee. Bring the right hand behind your spine, and you can either fold the right elbow so that the left elbow so that the left forearm is pulling the knee in closer to you. Or if you're a little more flexible, you can bring the elbow outside the right knee and use the upper arm and the elbow to pull the knee in. Try to hold the left knee with the hand. Now with that gentle pressure on the floor with the right hand, make the effort to pull the right shoulder further back and away from you. So you're expanding the chest and gently pulling the shoulders apart from each other. That create a more deeper experience of the spinal twist. And trying to maintain the spine upright and vertical, turning the neck gently over the right shoulder, just to give a gentle neck stretch. Again, do not overstretch the neck. You can even close the eyes to create a mental visual image of the entire length of the spine, visualizing the movement and the massage that every vertebra, every disc in the spine is experiencing. We try to maintain this pose for about 8 to 10 breaths. And now twist a little more and then slowly turn back to the center and take an extra breath or two here. And when you're ready, switch to the other side. This time fold the left knee. Put the sole of the left foot on the outside of the right knee. Left hand goes behind you. You're looking over the left shoulder. And again with the right elbow, push from the outside of the left knee. So again, you're trying to create a big gap between the two shoulders by expanding the chest. Keeping the spine vertical, gently looking over the left shoulder to stretch the neck onto the other side. One of the best poses for the health of the spine. Not only the spine, but the entire nervous system, because all the nerves, they pass through the spine. We're also massaging the internal organs with that pressure of the bent thigh against the abdominal area. In particular, it's massaging the pancreas, which is a very highly recommended pose for controlling the insulin for diabetics or preventing of diabetes. Keep breathing. Always aware of the spinal stretch. And finally, twist a little more and then turn around gently. And let's find a comfortable seated posture now, cross-legged, for the yoga mudra. It's called the seal, yoga seal.
So we're almost done.
Bring the hands behind your back.
We're almost done. This is the last one. It's called the yoga seal. The last one.
Spine nice and tall. Eyes closed. As you exhale, begin to bend forward. Keeping the spine straight, keeping the buttocks on the floor. Go as far as you can. If you can rest the forehead on the floor. If not, wherever you reach comfortably. Maintain this pose for about 5 to 6 breaths. Just becoming aware of the prana, the energy that we have generated for ourselves during the asana session. We energize the body, cleanse it of all impurities and toxins. And with the next inhalation, slowly begin to come up. And finally release the hands and lie down for deep relaxation. Thank you so much for your participation in the part 1 of this series. I hope you've enjoyed the session. I'd love to hear your feedback.
Okay.
I now strongly
Thank you.
on with the second part of the series. The second part.
Thank you so much for joining. See you tomorrow. Same time. Bye bye.